Right now, your hand is wrapped around a phone, and it feels like the same hand you have always had. It is not. The skin touching the glass is only a few weeks old. The fat beneath it was mostly built within the last year. Even the atoms inside it have been quietly traded for new ones while you weren't paying attention. The hand you had as a 6-year-old is gone, down to almost the last particle. So here is the strange part. If the physical material you are made of keeps getting swapped for fresh supplies, piece by piece, year after year, are you still the same person who started watching this? And if you are, what exactly is doing the staying? People have circled this question for a very long time. Around the 1st century, the Greek writer Plutarch described a ship the Athenians preserved in honor of the hero Theseus. As its wooden planks rotted, the Athenians replaced them one by one, until not a single original board was left. Plutarch asked whether it still counted as the same ship. Centuries later, the English philosopher Thomas Hobbes made it worse. "Take all the rotten planks you pulled out," he said, "and build a second ship from them." Now, which one is the real ship of Theseus? You are that ship, with one difference. Your planks get changed without anyone asking you first. For most of history, this stayed a puzzle for philosophers, because nobody could measure when a single cell in your body was actually born. Nuclear weapons changed that. Above-ground bomb tests through the 1950s and early 1960s flooded the air with a heavy form of carbon called carbon-14, and its level spiked, then dropped after testing was banned in 1963. Every cell that forms locks a trace of that year's carbon into its DNA. In 2005, Jonas Friesen and his team at the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm realized they could read that trace like a date stamp, fixing the birth of a human cell to within about 2 years. Their paper in the journal Cell turned an ancient thought experiment into a hard measurement. You have probably heard that every 7 years you become a completely new person, every cell swapped out. The carbon-14 work showed the tidy version is wrong, and the truth is stranger. There is no single 7-year cycle. Friesen estimated that the average age of all the cells in an adult body sits somewhere around 7 to 10 years. But that average hides wild extremes, from cells that live a few days to cells that are never replaced for as long as you draw breath. Start with the fast end. Different parts of you run on completely different clocks, and the lining of your gut is the quickest thing in your whole body. The cells facing the inside of your intestine get destroyed by digestion so fast that the entire lining rebuilds itself every 3 to 5 days. The outer layer of your skin turns over in about 2 to 4 weeks. Your red blood cells last roughly 4 months, and your body produces around 2 million fresh ones every second just to hold the line. Other parts take their time. Your skeleton feels fixed and final, yet bone is living tissue that replaces about 10% of itself each year, so you grow essentially a new skeleton every decade. Your liver rebuilds most of its working cells over roughly a year, which is part of why it can regrow after damage that would finish off any other organ. Even your fat keeps a hidden churn. In 2008, Kirsty Spalding, working in that same Stockholm lab, used the carbon-14 method and reported in the journal Nature that about 10% of your fat cells are renewed every single year, whatever your age or your weight. The total count of fat cells holds steady. The individual cells keep getting traded out underneath, drop below the cells, down to the atoms, and the turnover runs faster still. In the early 1950s, Paul Aebersold at the Oak Ridge Nuclear Laboratory used radioactive tracers to follow chemical elements moving through the body, and estimated that around 98% of your atoms are swapped for new ones every year. Water alone makes up about 70% of you, and half of its molecules are exchanged roughly every 8 days. The carbon in your muscles today was inside plants and animals a few months ago. The calcium hardening your bones arrived through food, and will move on again. The material you point to and call your body keeps getting handed back and refilled, far faster than it ever feels. So almost nothing you are built from lasts. That opens a sharper problem than a few missing planks. You can remember your 10th birthday. You can remember the smell of a house you left 20 years ago. Those memories sit in your brain as physical patterns, held in proteins at the junctions between cells, and those proteins break down and get rebuilt within days to weeks. In 1984, Francis Crick, who had helped uncover the structure of DNA, named the problem plainly. How can a memory survive 50 years when the molecules supposedly holding it are gone within a month? The memory lasts even though its ingredients do not. What survives is the arrangement, copied onto fresh molecules over and over. Through all of this churn, you never feel a thing. You go to bed and wake up certain you are the identical person who lay down, even though billions of cells were retired and rebuilt while you slept. That smooth, unbroken sense of being one continuous self seems to be exactly what the swapping cannot reach. which points at a question the carbon dating alone cannot answer. If the body is this temporary, what is the self resting on? Not everything in you gets replaced. When Friesand's team dated the neurons in the cortex of the human brain in that 2005 study, the cells came back as old as the person they belonged to. The supporting cells around them were being exchanged, but the neurons themselves were originals, in place since close to birth and never swapped. The cells most tied to who you are, the ones carrying your thoughts and your history, sit among the very few parts of you that refuse to be replaced. Your heart makes the point even sharper. For decades, people assumed heart muscle never renews at all. In 2009, Olaf Bergman used the carbon-14 method again and reported in the journal Science that the truth lands somewhere in the middle. Your heart muscle cells do renew, but barely. At 25, you replace about 1% of them a year, and by 75, that has fallen to under 0.5%. Add it across a full lifetime, and fewer than half of your heart cells are ever exchanged. Most of the heart beating in your chest tonight is exactly as old as you are. Some parts of you never change at all. The clear proteins at the center of the lens in each eye, the ones bending light so you can read these words, were built before you were born, during the first months in the womb. They are never broken down and never rebuilt. Radiocarbon work published in 2008 confirmed they show no turnover across an entire lifetime, which makes them literally older than you. The only other tissue with that kind of permanence is the enamel on your teeth. You are taking in the whole world through proteins that came before your first breath. So which one is the real you? The version that keeps almost nothing, rebuilt from new atoms year after year? Or the handful of stubborn holdouts that have stayed since the beginning? Philosophers found an answer that steps around the material completely. In 1689, John Locke argued that you are not your body in the first place. What makes you the same person through time is the unbroken thread of memory and awareness running from back then to right now. 3 centuries later, in his 1984 book Reasons and Persons, the philosopher Derek Parfit pressed harder and said that asking whether you are the same physical stuff is simply the wrong question. What carries you forward is the continuity of the pattern, the way each version of you links to the one a moment before. Sit with what that means for the body reading this. Almost all of it is on loan, borrowed from the food you ate and the air you breathed, and it will be handed back and refilled while you keep feeling like one unbroken person. What you are is a pattern, the shape your material keeps falling back into while the stuff itself is swapped out underneath. A few old neurons and a thin layer of ancient protein hold the line, and everything else is borrowed and returned. The 6-year-old you once were is gone in nearly every atom, and is somehow still sitting right here. So here is my question for you. If every physical piece of the child you used to be is already gone, what is the one thing that has never once stopped feeling like you? Tell me in the comments.